Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog with me, Katie of Crafting Ruby Dreams. On this channel, I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. So in the weekly vlogs, what I do is show you what my weekly intentions are with my MäksēLife planner, and I document the course of my week and talk about things as they come to me and other fun things that are happening, that being in a pandemic and staying at home for as much as I can, we'll see how exciting some things get to be. But I hope you enjoy this journey of me working through my weekly intentions as well as trying to make progress on my goals using my MäksēLife planner. So for this week, my weekly actions, intentions, and again, this is for the personal area of life, and my short statement is create joy. And so I want to plan for the upcoming week on Sunday, and this particular item of Watch Father Ted could be honestly in the personal section, and I put it there because joy was what I gravitated to with that particular item, but it could also just be fun and recreation because this is a TV show, and it also could be create memories because I watch it with my mom and my sister. For anyone who does not know Father Ted, it is an Irish comedy from the 1990s about three priests living on a relatively isolated island of Ireland, and it is redonkulous. It is it is on Amazon Prime, and I actually originally watched it when it was on PBS back in, I want to say, the late 90s, early 2000s. I also would have sworn that I had watched at least one show of it with my grandmother who used to live next door to us at the time, and this would be my mom's mom. My mom literally discovered Father Ted since I've been home. Since I've been home in November. I came back in November, and I think it was December we watched it, and she was like, "What is this?" And we watched the first episode, and she was hooked. I'm like, "Didn't you see this? Because I swear your mother watched this." But as I thought about it further, I also realized that my good Irish Catholic grandmother might have been a wee bit offended by it. And so if you have a really warped sense of humor and appreciate Dairy Girls, frankly, it's not to the really through line story with heart of Dairy Girls, but is taking the piss out of the Catholic Church in the mid-90s. So that in Ireland. So I recommend it for that reason. That's where I make the connection. But yeah, so Father Ted. Fun and recreation. My short statement is create wonder, and I want to try and read at least 3 times because I'm trying to, and this is specifically read fiction, because I used to be a huge fiction reader, and I just have not been reading fiction on a regular basis in a very long time. I have been on a slow, I was on a slow descent into what I personally call hell, from probably like 2016, 2017, and kind of hit not quite rock bottom, but definitely a hard bottom in 2019, early 2019, and just have been in a reading slump since 2019. I have periodically read fiction, and I even had a couple of binges in 2020, but those were of authors that I had managed to continue reading in those 2 series by them that I had not yet read. And I've pretty much worked through all of their backlist at this point. So I'm just trying to get back into the habit of reading fiction. Work and learning is create growth, and this week is the Overwhelmed to Organized Summit, and I'm very much looking forward to this. But something that I've realized in the last few weeks, especially with this area of life is that I'm overwhelming myself. So funnily enough, it's overwhelmed to organize, but I am, I need to, I think, reprioritize some things with my work and learning, and maybe pull back on some things. It's really hard because I'm trying to go where the energy is, and I get energy from doing things like this, but I am also stressed out trying to fit everything in, especially with having the day job, and I have to work the day job because I do. But so I am kind of getting a little stressed out, and I'm going to be working on reprioritizing some things. And one of the things that I put in here that I have not been putting in this area is, and just any of these areas, but where it belongs especially, is doing Duolingo every day. And I am reminded that I have yet to do it today. So I have been doing well with it, and I just want to continue on because I enjoy it, and it's definitely something that I am committed to doing. Create memories, and this was spending time with family and friends. I need to make a connection with a friend who we have committed to talking together virtually over Zoom or whatever on a more regular basis. And I have a Zoom meeting with another friend and celebrating somebody else's birthday. So creating resilience, I'm going to continue with the 60 ounces of water. So, I'm really happy I did not put trying to walk this week, because it is, as I'm filming this, it's the start of a winter storm that is expected to bring about at least half a foot of snow to the area. So I'm not going to get any walking in today. I am switching therapists this week, so that will be interesting. And my first appointment with my new therapist is this week. Create exploration is for personal development, and next Sunday is, I have 2 meetings. And this is again where things that I have control over and other things that I don't have control over in terms of timing just kind of merge and hit, and I need to figure out what my priorities are with meetings and how many meetings I have in the course of the week, and what energy I can not spend with them. That's not quite what I want to say, but expend on them. That's what I want to say, because I'm realizing it's taking a lot out of me trying to juggle this schedule. And frankly, I have 2 standing meetings that I haven't been to since I came home to Chicago. I've been in one of them once, and I miss those meetings and seeing those people. So I've dropped them because I know that those people will be there, but I need to go back to them because it's been almost 2 months, and it's just, I need to make connections with those friends again, and I need to not be so tired by the weekend that I just want to huddle up and be quiet. So that is what else I have. Create abundance is for the financial area of life, and I want to limit my spending to $100 or less, which I think I can actually do this week. And then my usual, reconcile my spending log and pay credit cards. And create peace, continue working on my absolutely move list and cleaning off my desk. And my absolutely move list, working on that has given me ideas for creating a printable to possibly sell. I would need to research where to sell it and how to sell it. There is absolutely Etsy, but there's also Shopify. Shopify, I know, comes with a monthly charge, so whether or not I would be able to sell enough. So maybe Etsy to start out with and see how it does there. But if you would be interested in a printable from me about organizing a move, let me know in the comments. But and the perennial favorite, cleaning off the desk, because that really needs to get done, because I spent a good part of today obsessing over the fact that the washi and the notebook and the acetate and vellum from the October Simply Gilded box that I was so excited about and so joyous to have gone missing, and I don't know where they are. I've barely left the house, so they have to be here unless I accidentally or somebody else accidentally threw them out. And since I received those before Thanksgiving, that's entirely possible that sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it got thrown out. And if that's what happened, I just have to live with it. And I hope not, because I was really excited to get those. Those are the things I really wanted out of the box. So my own fault. And so I just need to get better organized with my things here and hopefully put my hands on them, or at least eliminate the possibility that they're still in the house. So yeah, the great peace of mind at the very least. But those are my weekly intentions for week 4 in the MäksēLife and for my 5th weekly vlog. I hope you continue on watching, because who knows what this week is going to bring. I will give some reports on the Overwhelmed to Organized Summit. I heard about it from Plan with Lakin and was intrigued, and something that I am very thankful that I did for myself and was kind to myself about is that there was an offer when I signed up to get the side hustle. There were paid options, and I got the second tier paid option, where you can have lifetime access to all of the presentations, and you don't have to watch them on that day. You can watch them anytime. So I knew even then that I was going to need the time to be able to watch what I wanted to watch and absorb what I wanted to absorb. So I am trying to be thankful that I gave myself that breathing space to be able to absorb what I need to absorb from this summit. But I also want to try and watch at least one thing every day, if not 2. I doubt 2 will happen. I don't think that's feasible, but at least one thing over the course of this week, and I'll report on them as I watch them. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this live call with Jen DeFore of Jen's Plans. She's Jen Plans here on YouTube and Jen_plans on Instagram. I've talked about this in the video that's posting tomorrow as I film this, the state of my finances video, where I talk about my financial goals for 2021. So go back and watch that for my slightly more in-depth review of the Budget U course. Honestly, this is this course and a couple of other courses have more than made the investment in the annual cost for Wiley University just absolutely worth it. So highly recommend. And yeah, I need to go to bed. So I will see all of you tomorrow, but I'm going to insert some clips from the course of the day, showing the feast of desserts that were had for my sister's birthday that were left over, and the snow as it started falling. And so we will see how much we actually get, and I will report on that too. So stay tuned. This is from our favorite Chinese place, and I always get General Tso's chicken and an order of pot stickers because I miss them when I'm in DC. So it is my sister's birthday, and we are overrun with desserts. So my parents picked up some Hoosier Mama apple pie yesterday while running errands. I forget where the cheesecake medley is from. I think one of the local grocery stores. And then my sister had a friend drop off cupcakes from Molly's Cupcakes here in Chicago. So I chose this one, which I'm not exactly sure what it is. Looks like turtle, and I'm having some apple pie. I'm so tempted by the cheesecake, but I will save that for later. And the clip right before this was our order from one of our local Chinese restaurants that we've been going to a sister restaurant that had closed a few months ago, forever since the sister restaurant opened, and so they moved operations to this restaurant, and so we started going there because we just love their food so much. So that is my sister's birthday celebration. It's the start of a winter storm warning, and there's already probably an inch of snow on the ground. And we're predicted to get I think 2 to 4 inches of the regular snowfall, and then since we're a lakeside county, possibly 4 to 8 inches more. So this will be interesting in the morning. Hi, so it is after 11 p.m. on Tuesday. Almost said Friday. I wish it was Friday. Tuesday night. And I had a full day of work. I was working on editing of last week's vlog. I was fitting in some course time for the Overwhelmed to Organize Summit, which is run by Carrie Roberts, and then dinner with the family, and then a live networking session for the Overwhelmed to Organize Summit, and then more editing of the vlog, and just I was trying to fit in so much stuff, and closed out the night with 3 more episodes. No, 2 more, only 2 or 3. 3 more episodes of Father Ted with my mom and sister. Luckily, the episodes are only like 20 minutes long, but it's still a lot. It's just, there's a lot going on that I was trying to do in the course of the day and evening. And so it's, even though some of that time was spent with my family and meant to be relaxing, it wasn't all that relaxing in a way, because I was also thinking of everything I still had to do and how I had just was trying to cram so much stuff into my day, and that's not great. So I really, really, truly need to find some kind of balance and figuring out what I want to do. And I think this is going to require me to go back to lessons learned in the HB90 program with Sarah Cannon that I've talked about before, in prioritizing things and projects and what I'm working on. And because you don't have time in the day to do everything. And if you're in Wilder University, this is like the presentation 168 Hours by Nina. I'm absolutely blanking on her last name. I remember her first name is Nina, but I'm totally blanking on her last name. And that's a great video. I forget what section of the diploma library it's in, but I highly recommend watching it, because I'm going to go watch that again because I need a refresher on prioritizing my time and how I spend my time. And I'm not going to say I'm at a breaking point by any means, because I'm not feeling like I'm about to have a mental break or anything like that, because I've come to close to those points. I've had them. And so I'm not at that point by any means, but I am definitely feeling the stress of choosing to do too much and therefore not being able to do everything to the best of my ability. So I'm going to have to start getting ruthless with myself and cutting back on things. And this week I've got therapy tomorrow, and that should be interesting because it's my first appointment with my new therapist. So we're gonna have some things to discuss. And then I also have a meeting with a friend on Tuesday to catch up on some things, and I need to figure out where my time is being spent over the weekend. I've got the 2 things I want to do on Sunday, so I need to figure out what my Saturday and Friday evening schedules are. So, yeah, Yeah, it's a bit frustrating that I do this to myself, but at the same time, one of my CliftonStrengths, my very high CliftonStrengths, is positivity, which is number 3. And one of the things that people who have high positivity is that they're just convinced that they can do everything, and they hit the wall. And that's definitely something I struggle with and have issues with. And so I need to work around that and figure out how to address that in a positive manner. So yeah, so that's the point that I hit tonight, and I am not backing out of anything this week because I've made commitments to friends. I think that I just really need to spend some quiet time by myself and assign time to think and relax and rest. And maybe the only thing that I do are the videos for a while, because I just need to set things to the side and just let them sit. But I don't really want to do that. But at the same time, it's just, I think I need to reset myself. So I don't know, I'm just verbally working through and processing things because that's what I do. I'm a verbal processor, and honestly, that's one of the reasons why I do these videos, because they help me work through things that are in my head. And you may see some of my earlier videos where it's very clear from how I'm speaking and the expressions on my face, even with editing, it's very clear that I am processing and coming to realizations in the course of filming those videos. So yeah, so that's why I continue to do the talking head videos. That's why I'm doing these vlogs, because they are useful to me more than anything else. I hope I entertain you. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy putting them out there, but they are just as much for me to verbally process out loud the thoughts that are in my head. And even the editing process helps me along in that particular process. So it makes life interesting for me. So that's it for tonight, because I really do need to go to sleep. I'm so tired. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. This is Thursday, and a pork roast that I helped my mom prepare. Those are poultry herbs tucked under the strings, and we put it in the oven for 325 degrees Fahrenheit on a delayed start. We also put in apple slices and onion slices for flavor. I had actually taken the day off work as sick leave, and this was pretty much the extent of my productivity during the course of the day. As you can see in a moment, I struggled with both holding the camera, filming, and putting the roast into the oven. So did make it. It turned out well, and we just let it sit in the oven until the delayed start happened. This was a little appetizer plate that I put together later because I had barely eaten all day because of being sick, and it just hit the spot. And here is the pork roast when it was done cooking. It was absolutely delicious, and I highly recommend making this if you like pork. So there is a snowstorm starting right now, and it is expected to bring 5 to 11 inches to Chicago. So we will see what end of the spectrum fall ends up being, but I think it's more than what we got a couple weeks ago. Last week I've forgotten time, but yeah, so should be interesting. At least my coworkers in DC are getting actual snow this weekend too from the same system. Apparently they just have no idea how much, but I will take a video to show you how much we get tomorrow morning. This is Saturday afternoon after the snow had started. I decided to work on my script for the HB90 versus MäksēLife video that went up this past Tuesday, and I'll link to it in a card above. I ended up writing out the script word for word, which is not my usual style. I usually do bullet style, but it worked out because it helped fix the facts in my head, and I was able to just refer to the script minimally through the course of filming. I want to give a quick shout out to my dad, who was already out and about and called to see if he could pick up anything. I said chips, he did, and I really thank him for feeding my salt craving in the middle of a snowstorm. This was the last shot before dark on Saturday afternoon, and yep, the snow's coming down, but this was just the beginning, and there is more to come. Sunday morning, my sister made us oatmeal. I had already covered it in the spiced sugar mix, and now I'm pouring maple syrup over it. This is my favorite way to eat oatmeal, my favorite taste combination. So you can see the generic maple syrup and the Chicago Old Town spiced sugar mix from the Spice House here in Chicago. I highly recommend it. You can order it online. I'll link below. So this was Sunday, and I ran outside to get a shot of this before my dad came around from the front to go at the patio with the snowblower. We got roughly around 11, a little over 11 inches, as you can see from the tables, and the fountain was completely covered. It just was so gorgeous. I just loved looking outside at it, and I know it was a lot, but it just made my heart happy. So this is later Sunday afternoon, and while the university was hosting a live with Jen DeFore as part of her Budget U major for January, I thought it went well. It was a really great set of exercises, including a couple of breakout sessions. This is one of them right now. So I was talking with about 3 or 4 other people who were in the course and during the live session, which was called a quote-unquote study hall. And as you can see, I'm wearing my headset, and it was a lot of fun. I love wearing my headset when I'm in Zoom calls like this because it's an icebreaker visually, and it just really gets people going. I, in fact, had a couple of questions about what the headset was. It is a Razer Kraken, I almost said cracker, Razer Kraken Kitty headset, and it's got the built-in microphone. In fact, I'm showing the person how the microphone is retractable, and it's light up. It's mainly for gaming, but I use this for work, and it's got really great sound quality. In fact, I'm recording this particular voiceover with this headset right now, and I had a lot of fun both in the Zoom session and the individual breakout sessions and making the connections with others. So I, once again, highly recommend Wild University and this particular course if you do sign up. So if you have any questions for me, please do drop them in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. So this is later Sunday after the Budget U session, and I just wanted to show off all of the birds. They really were numerous at this point in the day, and because again we had the food out there. My mom had actually knocked off the snow from the one horizontal suet cake, and we've got seed out there, so they were just having a grand old time gorging themselves after the snowstorm. I think, yeah, it actually still is snowing a little bit. I was trying to find a cardinal, but I couldn't get any of them on film. But it was so much fun to see the birds active in the snow, and especially the cardinals. I wish I had video of them because they're just gorgeous bright red. Yes, that is a fire in the fire pit. My dad was the one who set it up and got it going because he just is tired of winter, and he just honestly can't stop complaining about it. But he greatly enjoyed watching this fire going. It made him happy. Welcome back to the end of another weekly vlog that I am filming later than intended. So I want to go over my weekly actions for week 4. I managed to get pretty much everything done, and if I didn't get it done, then I was able to do a little something on it, most notably the read 3 times. I'm still having trouble getting into stories, but I did like kind of poke my head in to a couple of stories and read like a page or two. So I'm just gonna keep seeing what I can do about that, trying stuff until something catches my attention. I did one script for the video that will have just gone up this past Tuesday, which is the HB90 versus MäksēLife goal setting systems video. And I did kind of start to clear off my desk. I do that every time I film these, and yet it gets messy really quickly right after that. So the one thing I didn't do was to get in contact with a friend to set up a call with her. So I am still sorting out when is a good time for that, because I'm reevaluating how I'm spending my time and energy, and realizing that a lot of calls, even when they're great and good for the continuing of the relationships, it's really draining for me right now. So I'm trying to find the balance between being in touch with friends that I want to be in touch with and conserving my energy so that I can be present during those calls with everyone that I have. So overall, a fairly good week. I just realized midway through the week that I needed to step back from some things, and I did what I could, did what I had the energy for, but at the same time, I don't have the energy for everything. And the call that was in particularly extremely helpful for me was this monthly coaching call that I'm a part of, that is part of a Patreon that I'm on, and that's coaching call with regards to CliftonStrengths, and just a good check-in with, in particular, the coach I usually am coached by. And so he knows me fairly well, and he's always really honest, and he knows that I'm not going to take offense or anything, and actually prefer the bluntness that is his typical style. So that is that, and here is the memory plan for this week. So overall, I really like it. I decided to go with a winter theme. This was actually from the 2020 celebrations collection from Krissyanne Designs, and I actually pulled some of the boxes from the New Year's kit that I used for the first week, and because I only had the one sheet that was in the celebrations collection that it comes with, and I just wanted a few more boxes. And what I decided to do was just fill in the white space with journaling about the week, and I really liked the way it came out, especially since I had a Papermate flare, because that is what I used, that came out really nicely in terms of matching what the color themes were. So overall, really great. So in addition to the Krissyanne designs, I pulled from the Coffee Monsters Co. collection, because I really need to use those. So this is Krissyanne Designs and the Coffee Monsters Co. And I didn't include any of the photos of the snow that we had, just because Sunday was a packed day for me in terms of things that I was doing. And it was a great time. It was a lot of snow. We got, according to the National Weather Service, the last report that I saw, which they sent out prior to the snow actually ending, we got 11 inches. So that's the most snow I've seen in about 5 years. But I was able, for my habits, I was able to stick with the water every day, and I only missed one day of Duolingo, and I was just very confused as to timing on that one, but it's fine. It worked out well, and I just did some extra exercises later in the week to make up for missing that. But yeah, about midway through, about Tuesday or so, I just realized I had overdone myself, and I need to work on not doing that. Again, if you watch the HB90 versus MäksēLife video, that will talk about a lot of things that I had to confront this week about myself. So hopefully you have enjoyed that, and that is it for this week. This was the end of the month, so we came to the monthly reflections page. I enjoy greatly this reflections page. I think it's very useful to do no matter what kind of goal setting system that you are using. I prefer having the weekly in addition to monthly, but at the very least, I think if you're using a goal setting system, you should check in monthly, because honestly, when I flipped back to what my monthly goals were at the start of the month, I just realized I had not been checking in with these. And so there's a lot of these that I just kind of forgot about. Some of them I was doing kind of habit-wise, like making sure I was reconciling my spending weekly, but I didn't total up what my spending was for the month. I probably should. And I think I'm maybe right around 600, but not horribly far away. But like spend at least 2 hours journaling about my core values. I did not do that at all. None. Weekly therapy, things that were on a weekly basis, I was good about, but the one-off projects, I was not. Hence why I want to see if I can implement some of the project management and time management exercises and aspects of HB90 into what I'm doing with this. So that is the monthly reflections, and overall I'm pleased. It's like I feel like I am making progress, which is the point of all of this. And I will go into the February goals and everything as part of next week's vlog, so tune in for that. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you have found it useful. If you have, please hit that like button so that YouTube knows to recommend this video to others. And that's my mom making dinner upstairs if you hear anything in the background. I hope that you will hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you have, please consider hitting that notification button to be notified of when future videos are available. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and may all your dreams be ruby dreams. Bye-bye.